Hello everyone, in this Thierry Secker tutorial number 62, we will calculate and plot the input impedance of the common source amplifier topology, but with a capacitive load noted CL. Let's start by calculating the gain. To do this, we write the capacitor current IC denoted in red as a function of the output impedance Z out. We will replace the impedance term Z out with the equation Z out. We will then calculate the voltage Vc across capacitor C equal to IC times 1 over C omega. We will replace Vc by Vin minus Vout and separate the equation by the term on the left that is a function of Vin and on the right by the term that is a function of Vout. By calculating the ratio Vout over Vin, we obtain the voltage gain equation. The final modification to the equation is to factor the minus GMR term. We also bold the 0 and the pole respectively in blue and red. We will continue calculating the impedance by writing the equation for the output voltage Vout and replacing the term Z out with its expression. We will write the equation for IC as a function of Vi and Vout and replace the term Vout with its expression in blue. After several rearrangements of the equation, we will obtain an equation with one term a function of IC and a second term a function of Vin. By calculating the ratio Vin over IC, we will obtain the input impedance Zin. The final change to the equation is to obtain the term 1 plus GMR times C as a factor. We also highlight the 0 in red bold and the pole in dark blue bold. It is interesting to see the impedance and gain value as the angular frequency approaches 0 or infinity. When omega approaches 0, we obtain the DC gain minus GMR and the impedance is capacitive. As omega tends to infinity, the gain is equal to a capacitor ratio of C over C plus CL and the impedance is still capacitive but with a small capacitance value equal to CL times C over CL plus C. After calculating the gain and impedance equation, we will plot them graphically. Before plotting the gain with the load capacitance CL, I want to recall the gain and impedance plot with the capacitor CL equals 0 in dotted line. I also want to point out that without CL, the impedance is both capacitive and resistive at low and high frequencies respectively, as indicated by the light blue and yellow areas. By adding the capacitor CL, the pole will move to a lower frequency because it includes the sum of capacitor C and CL, because from the output, capacitor C is like connected to ground, so the output sees both capacitors in parallel, which means C plus CL. The DC gain is always equal to GMR, assuming it is 100 and stopping at the angular frequency omega p equal 1 over R times C plus CL. We will continue by plotting the gain equal to minus GM over C plus CL times omega, but comparing with the case with CL equals 0, we will not stop at gain 1, but we will continue to go below 1 until C over C plus CL is reached for angular frequency GM over C. Below the gain curve, we will now plot the input impedance. At low frequencies, the impedance is represented by the dotted line equal to 1 over J times 1 plus GMR times C omega. Since GMR is much greater than 1, for an angular frequency of 1 over RC, the dotted line is equal to 1 over Gm. However, the DC gain GMR stops being constant at the angular frequency of 1 over R times C plus CL. Since the capacitive input impedance is a function of the gain factor GMR, I have to stop plotting the red line of the capacitive input impedance at the angular frequency equal to 1 over R times CL plus C. Up to an angular frequency omega 0 equal to 1 over R times C plus CL, the circuit is equivalent to a capacitor C connected between the input and a voltage source equal to minus kV in, where K equal GMR. This circuit is equivalent to a capacitor with a value C in L equal to C times 1 plus GMR. L in C in L denotes the input capacitance for low frequency. The blue area represents the capacitive input impedance. For an angular frequency equal to 1 over R times C plus CL, the impedance is equal to 1 over Gm times CL plus C over C. Between the angular frequency 1 over R times C plus CL and Gm over CL, the impedance remains at the value 1 over Gm times CL plus C over C. The equivalent circuit is represented by a resistor multiple of 1 over Gm, whose multiple factor is equal to CL plus C over C. Thus, between these two angular frequencies, 1 over R times C plus CL and Gm over CL, the impedance is resistive, indicated by the yellow area. As omega approaches infinity, all the omega factors are well above 1. We can therefore simplify by removing the plus 1. We can then simplify again by removing omega, R, Gm, and J to obtain the formula for capacitive impedance. Capacitance is equal to C multiplied by the factor CL over CL plus C and denoted C in H. The H in C in H denotes the input capacitance for high frequency to avoid confusion with C in L. We can now represent the capacitive impedance C in H in red. Thus, when omega is greater than Gm over CL, the impedance becomes capacitive again, indicated by the blue area. In the case of a load capacitor CL connected at the output, at low and high frequencies, the impedance is capacitive with two different capacitor values, C in L and C in H. At angular frequency Gm over C, when the gain reaches its minimum value and becomes constant, the input impedance is equal to 1 over Gm times CL plus C over CL. If numerically we set C equal 2 picofarad and CL to 18 picofarad, 1 over Gm times Cl plus C over Cl will be equal to 1.1 over Gm, slightly greater than 1 over Gm. The minimum gain will be 0.1 and the resistive impedance will be 10 times 1 over Gm. At the angular frequency Gm over Cl, the gain will be 0.9. I want to thank you for your attention. On my next Thierry Sicard tutorial number 63, we will explain in more details the resistive input impedance differences between load or no load capacitance. In the case where the amplifier is loaded by a capacitor, we will also explain why the impedance changes from resistive to capacitive when the gain drops below 1. So, see you soon and stay tuned.